welcome to my channel, Cinder Loves Disney. If this is your first time visiting, thanks so much for popping in today. My name is Allie, and I primarily have Disney content on this channel. However, every now and then I might sprinkle something in that's non-Disney related, but mostly Disney focused. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today what I'm going to be doing is the Jim Shore tag, and this is a 15-question tag, and it was created by two of my friends. It was done by Rowan at the Disney Damsels and Beth over at the Collectionears Club. And I was actually tagged to do this by my dear friend and partner channel, Heather, over at the Disney Housewife. So I'll be looking down and reading the questions from my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the questions. Question 1 is, when was the first time you ever saw a Jim Shore figurine and what drew you to it? Well, gosh, it's been a long time. I can't really remember the first time. I mean, over 20 years ago. I was real young, and I just remember being at probably like a Hallmark store and seeing them, and I think the main thing that drew me to it was the fact that it was Disney, that it had Disney theme, anything. And at the time, I don't even think it was Cinderella. I want to say it was just something Disney themed, Mickey or Minnie or anything like that. So I think that, and the element of also having those the distinctive pattern that's on it. I mean, you can pretty much recognize a Jim Shore product out of anything else just because of the pattern type, and I'm going to say that's probably what drew me to it. So the second question is, how many Jim Shore figurines do you have in your collection? Give a rough estimate if you aren't sure. Well, I actually personally have 8 pieces in my collection, and I've purchased 2 for my husband's collection. So in total in our household there's 10, but I just have 8 of them myself. And question 3 is, what was the first Jim Shore figurine you ever bought? Wow. Now I know the first one I ever received, like as a gift, but the first one I ever bought, I definitely want to say it was Cinderella, and it's definitely one of the ones that I have downstairs. I didn't bring it up with me, but it's definitely a Cinderella one. Okay, let's see. Question 4. Is there a specific Disney movie that your Jim Shore collection's mostly made up of, and which one? Yeah, it would be Cinderella. Let's see. Question 5. Are there any specific collections or sets that you have? White Woodland, Princess Weddings, etc. You know, oh wait, I think there's more. It says, or if you're in the middle of a set, which ones do you own and don't own and that you need to complete? Well, I don't have any, like, that I know of, type of themes or sets. Most of the ones I have are Cinderella, but there is one that I really got my eye on that I want, and I didn't even really know what it was called until I've heard people talk about it. It is called the White Woodland series, I believe, and it's the Cinderella one. It's so gorgeous, and I'll insert a picture here of what it is. So yeah, that one's beautiful. Okay, question 6. Do you collect any holiday Jim Shore figurines? And if yes, which Jim Shore holiday figurine is your favorite? I don't have any holiday ones. I do have an Olaf, and even though that's from Frozen, I think of it as a holiday, one because it was given to me as a Christmas gift, and 2 because it's the winter time, wintry season, so I think of it as that, but I don't have anything that's specifically holiday themed. Okay, number 7. What's a Jim Shore Grail figurine of yours? And it's going to be the White Woodland one that I showed earlier. That one's definitely on my list, and I would love to have that one. Okay, question 8. How do you display your Jim Shore figurines? Are they out all year? Do you change your displays of them? Yes, they are out all year. I have them in a glass curio cabinet downstairs, so they're all together. I have several different shelves, so like the first 3 or 4 shelves are all Cinderella, and then the shelves underneath that are all the rest of my Disney items and collections. So like the Olaf one, and anything that I have that's not Cinderella is in those couple bottom shelves. Question 9. Out of your entire Jim Shore collection, which one is your absolute favorite and why? Oh my goodness. Okay, I had to think about that one for a second. And so the one that's my absolute favorite and why is, one, because This is a rare character. You don't see very many things of her out there. So this one is my fairy godmother. It's one of the biggest and heaviest pieces that I have. You can see the Jim Shore detail is along the bottom here. And then she has Cinderella on her coat or dress here, and she's kind of spinning and changing into the beautiful gown. And then she's got her wand up here, holding her magic wand, and just look at the details on this. I mean, this huge cape and coat is just beautiful with all the designs on it. And look at her hair. I'm going to spin her back around here and do a close-up so you can see her face and her hair. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And this is sentimental because it's one of the first pieces that I received. It was a gift. It was from my husband. It was a Christmas gift, and it kind of boosted my interest even more in getting Jim Shore pieces, just because I saw how beautiful this one was, and it made me want to add more pieces. And I want to say this is probably like the first to second piece that I ever did receive or get of Jim Shore, and so yeah, that definitely helped spark the interest along the way. Question 10, which Jim Shore figurine holds the most sentimental value? And this one I chose, it has sentimental value for a number of different reasons. One, and if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know which one I'm referring to, but it's one of the rides that I remember, the only ride I remember from being a kid at Disneyland, and it's one of my favorite rides that I ride every single time I go. And so I had my eye on this for like a couple years, and when I finally got it on one of my last trips to Disneyland, I was so happy. And it is the boat from the Peter Pan ride. And it has just got some beautiful detail on it. And I almost miss this every time I go to show it. Tinkerbell is up here in the very corner, in the very underneath the sail. So you can't see her too great, but she is up there as well. And so this, you know, it's the boat that you ride on the ride at Disneyland. It's got some pretty sail markings. And then look at the detail on the back here. You know, that traditional Jim Shore element on the side and everything. And I'll flip back one more time so you can see Peter's face. Just beautiful. I absolutely love this one. And it just reminds me of going to Disneyland and being there and just having a great time every time I'm there. Question 11 is, are there any rare Disney Jim Shore figurines that you have? I don't honestly know. I'm not sure if any of the pieces that I do have are rare. I know for a long time that Peter Pan one was really hard to find. I don't know if it still is easy to find or not now, but I'm not 100% sure of that question, so that's just what I'll have to say. I don't know. Question 12 is, what is the most expensive Disney Jim Shore figurine in your collection? I think it's, I don't know, it's got to be a tie. I mean, the fairy godmother I received many years ago, so I'm sure the price has gone up on it. So for the time being, I know what I paid for the Peter Pan. That one's, I'm gonna have to say, is the most expensive at this point. Question 13 is, how often do you buy Disney Jim Shore figurines? Not as often as I'd like. They are very beautiful pieces, but you know, they are a little bit pricey. Not over the top, but you know, you kind of have to budget for it and get it when you're able to. So I don't get them as often as I like. I want to say it's been a while. It's been about 3 years since I got one. Last time I was at Disneyland, so about three and a half years was the last time I got one. So question 14 is, what's next on your Disney Jim Shore figurines to buy? I already hinted to that earlier. I would love to get the white Woodland piece before it goes out of either production or it gets hard to find, that kind of thing. Right now it is available at the Hallmark store and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know when I'll be able to get that, because thanks to my dear friend Christy over at Christy's Corner, I have a lot of gift exchanges and box swaps to do between now and Christmas, and all my money is allocated to that, so I have not been buying for myself. And the last question, this is a good one. I really had to think about this. It is, question 15 is, if you could ask Jim Shore to create a figurine for you that does not exist yet, which one would you ask for? Now, I don't think this exists, but I think this would be really cool, and I know it would be enormously expensive, because I would love to see something with a lot of the characters from Cinderella together, and I'm talking like Cinderella the Prince, Lady Tremaine, the stepsisters, Bruno, Lucifer, and the mice. So it would be a huge piece, just some sort of piece with all of them together in a happy environment. I know Cinderella is stepmother, and the stepsisters did not always have the best of relationships. They kind of change in the future movies, but still, I would love to have some sort of a happy scene with all of them together, just being joyful in one complete figure. And again, I know that would have to be a really large piece and probably quite expensive, but that would be the one I think would be really cool. Okay, now it's my turn to tag some people, and I'm going to be tagging some people, but I don't know for sure if you guys have the Gym Short items or not. If you don't, no worries, but if you do, that would be great. I would love to see them. And if there's anyone else out there who does have them and would like to do it, please do, and let me know so I can watch your video. But I'm going to go ahead and tag Kelly at the Mickey Bunch, and Rochelle and Donna over at the Dawnties, Susan at Twinkling Beauty, and Hollie at Hollie Ever After. So if you guys want to do it, please let me know so I can watch your videos. And thanks everybody so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming part of my Disney family. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and make it a Disney day. Don't forget to check out my partner channels, the Disney Housewife and Christy's Corner. And every Friday night I'm in a live chat with all of these lovely ladies. Be sure to tune in.